Falifaxers, thanks for coming to watch another video today. Okay, so as you can see by the title and by my Midori here, I'm going to be doing a little review and a little bit of talking how I did or didn't like the Midori so far. So the reason why I'm doing this video so early is because I am actually going to be switching out of this back into a Filofax, probably in the next few days. And I wanted to give my honest review about it. So nothing negative to say really, it's just not for me, and I'm gonna walk you through what I have so far, just in case you're interested. I do like the way I set it up, but then I realized that I'm just not gonna be able to use it the way that I would use a Filofax. Now, just a little bit of info, I've been using a Filofax the entire time that I have been in this planner community, and I have loved it so much, but I thought, you know what, I love the way the Midoris look, I love the concept, I want to give it a try. And there's really nothing you can say about anything until you've given it a try. And I know all of you love it, and I can see why you love it, or most of you love it, and I can see why you love it, don't get me wrong. There's some things that work for some people, and there's some things that work for others, and I always believe that. So I'm going to walk you through this one, and we're going to see kind of the differences between the two different setups here that I had between my Philo and my Midori. Okay, so let's just start off first with going through. So here I just have the wraparound band, and I ended up getting this from Amazon, and it's a brown one, and as you can see, there's some beautiful looking scuffs on it already, and it just looks so pretty. The leather's really beautiful, I will say that. And then on the bottom here, I have a charm from Heidi Swap that says Choose Happy. And then here on the side, I have a pen loop for my Sharpie, and then a pen loop for my Coletto. And so this is actually just a binder clip. So I'm going to pull these out right now. Okay. So when you first open it, I have here a picture of my husband and my dog. And then I have here just a Kate Spade paper clip that I'm going to take off. And this is actually a flyleaf right here. So I stuck a sticky note on top, which I intended to use and never really did use. And that's kind of my thing. I always use sticky notes. So it was kind of funny that I didn't use it. So there's a flyleaf there. And then here, I went ahead and referenced Erin Joy's video, of course, and did a top-loading envelope on one of my notebooks. And in here, I just have a journaling card, and then, like I said, a picture, and then it goes into my first book. Now, my first booklet, I actually made these two first booklets that you're going to see. And I made these myself by stitching them. So this process was really intricate. I did do a lot of research and buy a lot of things and supplies in order to make this. So I have here a couple books, and I am using, or was using, the DIY Fish, month at a glance. So I just have here February, and I have a bunch of things already planned here. And then I was going to use this as a to-do this month, and this is just a little quote. So that was working out nicely. I liked the overview. I did like the idea of turning it sideways. That was really cool. I like that aspect of it. But the paper size also was what was throwing me off. Some people love a lot of room, and for me, it overwhelmed me. And I think that's how I've always been. So I'll compare it to the Philo right now, the way that the paper size is. So that's really just your preference. But in here, I just have all of the months up until March, I think I did. And this was really hard to figure out, but I ended up figuring it out anyways. And on the back, I just put a bunch of pictures of family members and my dog. And on this flyleaf here, as you can see, I attached the pen loop there because I knew if I didn't end up staying in here, I could just pull the flyleaf out and cut it. And I also have here a couple sticky notes as a dashboard, and then some sticky notes over here. Then over here on this side, I have a envelope. This is the envelope, and this is the part that I really love. I love these envelope things here, and so that would be something that I am going to miss because it actually takes almost an entire full paper, so I could pull things in and out of it when I was working with it. And that's what I really did love about this system. That's a really big plus. So there are some positives, there are some negatives. So in here I just have I had the bill pay checklist, and then I just have a couple note pages, and this I ended up getting off Etsy, and it has, you know, your date, your description, and things like that. This was really cute. I really liked that. So then over here on this side, I just found this really cute quote that I was able to figure out the dimensions of and make it small enough to fit in here. So I printed it out, and that goes there. And then on the back here, I just have a bunch of little stickers and things that I use. So in here, like I said, are just a bunch of stickers. Yeah, so that's all I keep in there, and I really like this zipper closed pocket thing. I think I'm going to end up purchasing one for my Filofax eventually. So there's that. And then this is like the meat, because these are the inserts I decided to use. So this is my daily insert notebook. So I had here a weekly chart that these are things that I would love to get done every day. I knew I wouldn't get them done every day, but it'd be cool to see if I did and mark them off when I did. And then here was going to be my week to do, so 1 week to do list there. And then as you turn the page, you just get your Dana page. Normally, I love DIY fish, and I love DIY fish either way, but it was the paper size that was a little bit too much for me, and like the dimension. So like I said, I'll go through and show you the differences between the two. But that might be your thing, and that's wonderful. So I just planned ahead a little bit there with a little bit of decoration. Also with this, I felt like I had to decorate a little bit more, which usually I don't feel that way. So that was another thing. But a really cool plus about this is that I liked that I didn't have to worry about rings. So if you're that kind of person that really doesn't like to worry about the rings getting in the way, this is definitely for you. My next notebook is my list notebook. So what I always do is I kind of just, so I have sticky notes there. And then I have the rules for being amazing there. So what I like to do is I like to take a page and just say the things I need to track or lists I need to make. And I just write that down. So I have a bunch of different things here that I wanted to track and things I wanted to do with this notebook in particular. And so I have just my dog here. So I have, his name is Benny, and I have his birthday, and I have a couple things that are ongoing for him and some things that he needs now, and that's on a sticky note, so I can just take that in and out if I would have needed to. The next thing here is the Instagram challenges. So I have here the ones that I've created for the planner, and then for a journaling one. So I have that on my Instagram if you're interested. The next thing I had here was a grocery shopping spread. And I just had the regulars I always get there. And then I have Costco, Stater Brothers, and Food for Less. And the things that I get there, so I can easily just pull it off and take it with me when I do go to the store and then make a new list. But over here, I just have Etsy here. And then I have my website spread there. And then this is a project I'm working on. And then I have a spread for online orders, and I just have like the regulars and what I need to get. So that was that booklet. Honestly, I didn't finish filling it out at all, just because I kind of knew halfway through what I was going to do. This was holding my Coletto pen, and this is a notebook that I actually received from Sam over at Happy Dory, her lovely website, and I will link her below and show you a bit of that in a second. And so really, this is my favorite notebook because I liked that it had title up here, and then it had the day that you took this note, and I think I'm going to incorporate this into my Filofax if possible. And so there's just grid paper there that I didn't use. And what this was for just random notes that I didn't want to make pretty. As you can see, the notes in the last list notebook were pretty, and I decorated them. This was if I had a quick note to jot down that I didn't want to keep permanently. So that was there, and then that was the end of that. So that's kind of what I already had worked on so far, and kind of came to the conclusion that I wasn't going to continue. So let me put that to the side for a second, and then we'll do some reviews. But I did want to show you the Happy Dory that Sam so kindly sent me. And this is a wonderful planner, you guys. I really loved it when it came in. The only reason why I didn't keep it into the main planner was because I wanted to keep it as a journaling because it was more fun. So I wanted the pink inside, and that's the one thing that I do like about this system. I love the journaling aspect of it. So as you can see, I got these really cute sticky note pads from Heidi Swap, which I love her, of course. And they just say things like notable, memorable, adorable, grateful, made my day, favorite. And I really wanted to use this as a way of tracking my life. So I just had, for example, you know, on Tuesday, January 27th, I saw this really cute Know Your Donut printout. So I printed it out, and I was talking about how I went to Coffee Bean and got donuts that day. And I really was craving donuts, so it was a really happy day for me. And then I ended up getting Happy Scrappy's, her Happy Dory in the mail, so I wanted to journal about that. And so this is her info, and this is her store. So right now she's currently not making her Happy Dories, but she has a wonderful store that I will link you to. So I wanted to journal about that, so I just attached that there. And then we went to the crab cooker and had dinner, so I attached this here, and I was going to write about that. So I will say that there are definitely some awesome uses for this Midori, and I'm going to continue it. You know, with list making and things that make me happy, I will continue doing that. But for now, I wanted to give you a full review kind of on the differences between the Midori and the Filofax. So let's just talk about that really quick. So this is kind of like an all-in-one thing going on here. So as far as size dimensions go, we have the differences here in length. So as you can see, there's this little gap here where your length is going to be a little bit more, and maybe that was another thing for me. It was hard for me to carry around, and I felt it being difficult to grab and go. So that was one thing for me as well. But if you are okay with that, then that's great. And then also here in the width, you will be able to see the difference there too. So that's where you're going to get most of your space if in your bag is the width of it. So you can see this hangs out a little bit more than that one does. So as we all can kind of tell already, this one has a button closure, and this one has a strap. So that's another thing that might be your preference. Another thing that's different is when you do open these two planners, this one here doesn't have any type of storage going on this side, which is fine. For some people might love that, and the leather is really thick, so that's really good there. And then when you open up the Malden, you get over here, and this was my storage for a little bit, so ignore the unorganized mess. You have some pockets going on here, which make it a little more aesthetically appealing in my opinion. And so then let's talk about the paper size. Okay, so the paper size on these two are also different. So you're gonna obviously see here that in the Filofax, you have a more compact area to write with. You have, to me, just enough space that you need for the day. And that's wonderful. That's what I like about that. And then when you get over to the Madori, as I've showed you before, you have a much larger area to write. And for me, I'm not so as busy in my personal life because I do have a sugar paper LA school planner. So it's a little overwhelming, but it might not be for you. And so that's your preference. Another thing that I found difficult was obviously just the making of the books. Now, people say that it's easier for them to put things into their Midori, and I found that to be a little bit tough for me because usually all I have to do, and you'll see here in my note pages, is like I made these to-do pages here, and so all I really did was print out some personal inserts. I thought I liked them, I cut them, and I put them in. For me, that was a lot easier than actually having to cut this to size and then adhesive it into the paper, and then it still didn't look as if it covered the entire page. So that was another issue for me with that, and that's just a comparison between the two. And then on top of that, I really wanted a little more room for my finances, and I couldn't really find a way to do that because I was going to write down everything that I was spending this month, but I needed more space and I didn't know where to do that because I didn't know where to continue notes. So you can see here in this daily expense page here, I have a couple things, you know, here, and then I have it all in one spot where I can take notes and things like that, and place for coupons. And so that was another issue. And just the rings in general, I love. So overall, I will say the Madori is not for me, but it could be for you. And I think that if you haven't given it a try yet, then you don't know if you like it, because I know people that love it and recommend it and just love it. But then again, too, I'm more of a file effects person and they're more of a Midori person, and that's great. I am going to continue using the Happy Dory for journaling, and that'll be really fun. And I'm actually excited to get back into the rings, but I couldn't give you a fair review without trying it yet. And I will say, though, that if you're interested in the Midori, give it a try yourself. Don't let me deter you from getting it, but I wouldn't be right if I just said that, oh yeah, I love it and I'm using it and it's beautiful, and I didn't actually give you a fair review. So I hope nobody's upset with me saying that it wasn't for me. I'm just trying to be real with you guys and let you know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. But we're all different, we're all unique, which is so wonderful about this community. And if you love the Midori, keep at it, keep working at it, and maybe I gave you some ideas for some things, because it was really fun, you guys, to set this up. Super fun. Now I am going to be selling this little guy so that it can go to a really good home and it can be used. I don't want it to just be sitting around doing nothing. So this is a Madori I actually purchased for $40. And with this Midori came one blank notebook, which I now have in the Happy Dory. So I'm going to keep the blank notebook, but there are some things that I've done already that would cost you money. So, and let's just also add in shipping. So anyways, if you're interested, this is really probably just for one person, so I'm going to make it quick. You're just going to have the notebook here with a couple inserts that I've already printed out for February there, and then the notebooks I've made, of course. And then you're going to get the list booklet here. That's blank except for that, and then you're going to go ahead and get this other notebook here, which is really good for taking random notes. So you have essentially 4 notebooks set up with rubber bands ready to go there, so that when you receive it you can get started. And so I'm going to list this in my Etsy shop, and I will link it below so it'll be ready for you, and the first person that buys it will receive it. Unfortunately, I can only ship out to the US, so that's what we're going to go with, so only US only. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little review, and you will see me in my file effects again very soon. I'm going to be setting it up. It's all dirty right now, literally. There's stuff everywhere, and I just need to get it all organized again and ready to go. I'm actually very excited. I think absence makes a heart grow fonder, and that was just me with this little guy. But like I said, if you're out there, you guys are lucky, because I wanted to love this so bad. I really did. But anyways, I just wanted to say hi to all my new subscribers, and also I wanted to post the giveaway winner, so that's going to be coming up right at the end of this video. And I just hope you're having a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're not upset for me for not liking it. But I will see you in my next video, and happy planning.